a few weeks ago, before the holidays, a friend and I were having like a little chat, and she randomly told me that she had found online something that said that I am a TikTok star. I was a little bit floored because, wow, like how and when did that happen? And it just got me thinking about how it was last January, a year ago, that I decided to kind of try TikTok and, throw my hat in the ring and get more active on that platform. And so I wanted to just share a little bit about my journey and what it has looked like for Allison Mathis Jones to become a TikTok star. Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. I know that everyone always talks about like the time between Christmas and New Year's being a blur, but for me, this first week of the year has been an absolute blur. Like, as you guys can see, I'm still wearing Christmas pajamas. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and call these Valentine's Day pajamas because they are red and white. So we're just going to go ahead and transition these over for Valentine's Day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here, and go ahead and just put it out there. I would love if you would go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, stick around. It means so much to me to have you guys here as we start this new journey into 2024. But real quick, I wanted to take a little look back at one of the biggest things that happened to me in 2023. So a few weeks ago, before the holidays, a friend and I were having like a little chat, and she randomly told me that she had found online something that said that I am a TikTok star. I was a little bit floored because, wow, like how and when did that happen? And it just got me thinking about how it was last January, a year ago, that I decided to kind of try TikTok and, throw my hat in the ring and get more active on that platform. And so I wanted to just share a little bit about my journey and what it has looked like for Allison Mathis Jones to become a TikTok star. Okay, so last January, like many of us, I was extremely fed up with Instagram. I have been active on Instagram since Instagram really started. And for those of you that don't know, I actually kind of started out as a blogger back in like 2015 before transitioning to being a content creator slash influencer, I guess. And so I've been active on Instagram for forever and have pretty much, tried everything and experienced everything in terms of the peaks and valleys that come along with that platform, just like given the algorithm and all of that. And then I had just kind of plateaued. I mean, I had been stuck at a certain number of followers for what felt like years, and I was just over it. Like, I felt like no matter what I did on that platform, like nothing was working. I honestly kind of felt like people just didn't like me over there, which I know is weird to say, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give TikTok a try. Like, let me just see if the people on TikTok like my content more. And funny enough, my niece, like long ago when TikTok had just kind of started, had told me, she was like, hey, you should be on TikTok. Like, people would really love you and like your family and your stay-at-home mom life, your life as like a basketball wife who travels, getting to see your kids grow up. People would love that on TikTok. You should get on TikTok. But I felt like I was too old. I will be 34 this year. And so honestly, I was like, I'm just too old to like get on another platform. And I felt like TikTok was for the kids, like, those in their early to mid 20s and below. And so I had kind of written it off. But after getting, just frustrated with my lack of growth on Instagram, I decided to give it a try. And it was last January when I began my entire TikTok journey. So, in the year since I began my TikTok journey, I have grown from, gosh, I think like maybe 200 subscribers when I first started last January to now in January of 2024. I have like 109,000 followers. It is my biggest platform. It is where I get the most engagement, and it's honestly like where I've seen the most success. And I cannot imagine what, it would be like for me now as a content creator if I had not started on TikTok. So before I even get into what my journey looked like, I just have to say, like, if you're thinking about starting on TikTok or any other platform, whether it is YouTube, whether it is one of these new social media that keep popping up, I encourage you to start and like don't write yourself off, because you never know what will happen from it. So I encourage you, if you're thinking about it, like go ahead and just start posting and see what happens. When I first started on TikTok last January, I came into it with a little bit of a plan. I told myself that I was going to do it for 3 months. I was just going to post twice a day, which was kind of a lot going from 0 to twice a day, but I was going to post twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening on TikTok for 3 months and see what happened. I didn't put a lot of pressure on myself in terms of what I was going to post. And so, sometimes it will be like a day in the life vlog. Sometimes it will be like a random, CapCut template type thing. Sometimes it would just be me like using one of the funny, I guess, like voiceovers or songs and like putting my spin on it. But I committed that I was going to post twice a day on TikTok for 3 months. And after the first couple of weeks, I started seeing some traction where, I was having a couple of posts that would get like 1,000 or 2,000 views. But for the most part, like I was stuck in that like 700 or 800 views per video thing that a lot of us see, when we start out on the platform. And then all of a sudden, one day I woke up and I was getting Harper's backpack ready for her day at international school. It was actually going to be her pajama day and she was very excited. And I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to like record a quick video of me packing up her backpack for the day and then, show her in her cute pajamas before pajama day. And I'm going to post that. And I really didn't put that much thought into it. Like it was literally just a quick video of me putting her lunchbox, her indoor shoes, her cutlery, her snacks, her little school hat, because we were in Japan at the time, and all of that stuff that she needed in her backpack for her international preschool. I was just going to pack the backpack and show my kid, and that's what I did. And I remember that I, kind of posted and then forgot about it, like set my phone down, started doing other things like dropping my kid off at school and all that stuff. And I came back like a couple of hours later and I was like, oh, like this video has like 10,000 views and like, some comments. And so I started responding to the comments. And then, I got off and I came back, a couple hours later. I'm like, oh, wow, it's up to 20,000. And I got off. And then it kept growing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm going viral on TikTok. And that was my first viral video. I just scrolled back and found that initial video from way back when it was posted on January 27th, 2023. So almost a year ago now. And it has over 1 million views, 208,000 likes, 8,680 saves, and 794 comments. And so that was kind of the post that started it all for me. And, from there, I really started to see like, okay, like people are interested in this. They're interested in, me being a mom who lives abroad, my kids going to international school, what they need for international school, how international school is different from school in the US. And so I just kind of took that and ran with it. And I started sharing more of a personal look at my life and my experiences and my children's experiences living in Japan. And from there, like it took off. And I remember saying to my husband after that post, I was like, okay, now that I've had one post go viral, like this isn't going to be the last one. And it definitely wasn't. Like now that's not even the post that I have that has like the most views, which is crazy. But I stuck to my, twice a day posting for a few more months, and I had several other posts, go viral. And now, like looking back, it's surprising, like the posts that go viral, because, there would be times where I would work so hard on a video that I just knew, like, oh, this one's going to be a hit. And like, it really wouldn't take off. And then it was always kind of the videos that I didn't really think anything of that ended up going viral. People really seem to like, Harper. She's the star of the show. This is the Harper Show over here. They liked hearing about her experiences at international school. They liked seeing me pack backpacks and unpack backpacks, which was strange because I was like, isn't this repetitive? But people seem to really like it. And so I just kept doing it and it continued to do well on the platform. After that, I people picked up that, my husband played professional basketball. People picked up that we move frequently for his job. People also picked up on the fact that Harper is very tall. And that was like the next thing that started to go totally viral was me sharing about like Harper's height and how she's tall for her age and kind of just my experiences having this taller than average, then toddler, I guess, now child who's still taller than average. And so, it just felt like, one day I had 10,000 followers on TikTok, after that first initial popular video. And then from there, like, there was just steady growth. And by the time June hit, I think I had reached 100,000. And so growth over there on that platform happened very quickly for me. And it trickled down into other platforms as well. Of course, I had people coming from TikTok to my Instagram and things like that. So it really kind of changed the game for me as a content creator, if I am honest. Of course, along with, popularity on social media, just like anywhere else, does come negativity. And so when videos started to go viral and, more and more eyes started to get on not only me, but also my family, I did deal with trolls and, online thugs, internet bullies like coming out of the woodworks and saying rude things and, just kind of nitpicking and wanting to go back and forth with me. Thankfully, I guess I already kind of have a tough skin when it comes to things like that. And so I wasn't too bothered by it. But it is something that I definitely would be remiss if I did not mention because I feel like, a lot of time everyone wants to go viral and they want to become, TikTok famous or social media famous, but they don't think about the other side of that, which is like when people know you, people feel like they can say whatever they want about you. People feel like, since you're putting yourself out there, that like they just have free range to talk all the crap they want. And so that is something that you kind of have to prepare yourself for. And I honestly don't think that I necessarily thought about it beforehand. I didn't really think about the fact that I was like maybe opening myself or my family up to scrutiny, but thankfully, like I said, I have pretty thick skin and nothing has really bothered me that much. I am pretty confident in who I am, pretty confident in the choices that I make and the lifestyle that we live. And so when it comes to that, I pretty much just brush it off and keep it moving because thankfully, with every negative comment that I get, there's also like 10 positive comments of people who are enjoying, following along. I became this TikTok star, and then what? Basically, what, this last year in TikTok did for me is that it opened me up to kind of take my career, I guess, as a content creator to the next level. And I think that that even shows in the fact that I just used content creator and career in the same sentence because before I, you know, gained this popularity on TikTok, I would have never described myself as a content creator or said that it is like a career. Now I do feel like it's my job. And so I do owe that to my success, on TikTok. Like since I gained my following there and started sharing there, I last year had my highest paid year ever as a content creator. And as I said, I started my blog in 2014. So I've been at this for a long, long time in some way, shape, or form. But it wasn't until I got active on TikTok that it really took off and it really became, something that I can consider a job because it is bringing in an income that can kind of stand on its own. And so that is one thing that my TikTok success did for me. The other thing that it did is that it kind of pushed me to start this channel, right? The whole reason that I got active on YouTube, to be honest, is because, way back in the beginning of 2023, there were rumors going around that TikTok may or may not be banned in, certain states, or that, TikTok maybe just like would cease to exist completely. And so I got active on YouTube initially so that I could kind of send my TikTok followers somewhere else to continue to follow me and my family's journey and, see my vlogs and things like that. Because by that time, of course, YouTube Shorts had already come to be. So that's something else that came from my TikTok success, was just like getting active on YouTube, which I am so glad that I did, because it's been really fun on its own. And honestly, like, this is the type of content that I probably spend the most time on at this point, is creating YouTube videos. And so that's something else that came from my TikTok success. And then the last thing that came to my TikTok success, if I'm honest, is just a newfound confidence to be authentic on the internet and like show a real glimpse at me, at my life, at the lifestyle that we live, and just be authentic. Like, before I got active on TikTok, y'all, I probably would have never recorded this video wearing these pajamas with my hair in this messy bun with no makeup on. But I am very much, thanks to TikTok, a take me as I am content creator. Like, TikTok is a place where you come as you are and you present your real self and your real life. No one wants to see the highlight reel over there. And that trickled down into every other aspect of my life, and it has been really, really freeing. And so, not to like make it deep and like say like, oh, I owe TikTok so much for making me confident, because I've always been fairly confident, but I do think that it enabled me to share authentically and showed me that there is still a place for that, and that there are still people who don't want to see the highlight reel and want to see, my real everyday life, even if I'm wearing Christmas pajamas and trying to pass them off as Valentine's Day pajamas. While I don't claim to be some social media or TikTok expert, I wanted to leave you guys with just 3 tips that I would give anyone who is, planning to try out the TikTok platform this year and, see how it goes for them. The first piece of advice I have is, honestly, probably an unpopular opinion, but on TikTok, do not niche down. Don't do it. I remember at first, like, I was reading articles about TikTok from social media experts that were saying, like, you need to pick a niche, but I didn't, because like I honestly just didn't know how. Like, I didn't know, what to do. I just like shared a little bit of everything. And in my experience, if you don't niche down and you just share whatever you want to share, the niche will find you. Like, your audience, as it starts to develop, will tell you what they want to see from you, either by literally telling you in the comments, like, oh, like, can you show more lunch packing videos? Can you show more backpack packing videos? We want to hear more about this. We want to see more of that. They will literally tell you, or the algorithm will tell you. You will notice that, like, oh, hey, I posted a video packing for this trip and it didn't really do well. But when I posted this video packing my everyday carry, like what I carry on a day to day in my purse, it did really well. And so the algorithm will kind of tell you what it wants to see from you. And so when you are initially getting started, don't feel like you have to niche down. Just like come and be your authentic self, share whatever you want to share, and kind of let the algorithm and your audience, as it starts to develop, guide you and let you know what they want to see from you. Second piece of advice, and this kind of relates to the first, is to be authentic. TikTok is not the place to come, fake. It's not the place to come showing the highlight reel and everything being perfect all the time. Y'all can take that over to Instagram. No, I'm just kidding, because you should honestly be authentic on every platform, but especially on TikTok. I encourage you to be your true authentic self, because honestly, like, on there, people will see through it if you're not. And honestly, you don't ever, ever, ever want to go viral for something that is not real or something that you cannot sustain. If you go viral for a random one-off video post, something that you don't do, on a daily or weekly basis, something that you won't be able to replicate for your audience, then you're going to go viral once and that's going to be the end of it. So you want to be authentic in what you share, because when you go viral, you want that to be a part of your lifestyle, something that you are going to be able to continue to show in some way, shape, or form again and again and again, so that you can continue to give the people what they want. Let your personality shine through, like be yourself, be real, and like be relatable, even if you're not relatable, because a lot of times I feel like I'm not the most relatable person, just given our lifestyle and all of that. Like being conversational and being personable on that platform goes a really long way. It's definitely not a platform to come to and be unapproachable. Answer your comments, like interact with people and have fun with it. Last but not least, what I would say about TikTok and about life is that you have to be consistent. Like I said, when I first came over to TikTok, I told myself I was going to post twice a day, and I posted twice a day every single day for months. Even if the video wasn't perfect, even if it wasn't good, even if it wasn't something I thought that was going to do well, I just threw it out there. I would have some videos that were a minute plus. I would have some videos that were 8 seconds. But the important thing was that I showed up every single day consistently. TikTok definitely rewards, the people on the platform that are on the platform and that are consistently putting content out there. And so, on that platform and on all others and in every area of your life, it is super important that you are consistent and that you just continue to show up. Like I said, like all it took me was really a few weeks of, consistently posting twice a day, and I had that first viral video, and the rest was history. So if you are following me on TikTok and you came over here from there, I want to thank you so, so much for the support. Like I said, it really did change everything for me as a content creator once I kind of found my footing over there. And if you are not yet following me on TikTok, I would love to have you join the fun. I don't post twice a day every day anymore, but I do still post a lot over there, like more than any other platform. And I would love to have you join on. It has been such a wild ride, but it has honestly been so, so much fun. And, one of the gifts that TikTok brought me was YouTube. And so I want to thank you for being here as well. And again, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, help me become YouTube famous as well. Maybe that should be my goal for 2024.